Oh, hello there. Noel, Site 44, Sally, good to see you guys. Thanks for being members. Welcome to today's coffee break with Dr. Sherman. Dark Red and Alex, thank you for being members. And to answer your question, Dark Red, the thumbnail was created in an animation for the SC Peeps, an SCP animation channel that is currently on hiatus for reasons I haven't quite discovered yet. But I'm working on getting in touch so that I can figure out what they're up to and maybe help them along, because their projects were good and the collaborations we did went well. So I would only hope to see more of them at the end of the day. Fingers crossed. Anomalous Hodge, greetings. Dr. Sherman, my name is not Dr. Charming, although I do have that princely demeanor, I can imagine, but no, Dr. Sherman, please. Noel, yes, I do remember this radioactive cannon in the Alps, something to do with the Global Occult Coalition. Do you have a report on that yet? And just to let you guys know, this is a coffee break, not an office hour. So we are at 40 minutes and counting for stream. It's a short one today. Dr. Scott, good to see you in the chat. It's not a coffee break unless you caffeinate. Dragon Club, if you are in a box, it is for a very good reason. So, with good behavior, you might get some time in the yard, but otherwise, probably not. What is your favorite SCP that isn't on the wiki but is on the channel? Random fandom? So we're talking about, and by the way, thank you for being a member. We're talking about SCPs that I'm just kind of riffing on, but aren't actually officially wikis, aren't official SCPs on the wiki. And I think of all of the non-SCPs that I've canonized into SCPs, I think I'm gonna go in order. Ralph the Dapper Skeleton at the top. I'm gonna go with the Fem 049 version with the gender switching stone. That's kind of a independent canon that we've come up with on our own that's entertaining. And of course, I gotta give my third place shout out to the floating hand spider. You never know what's gonna go viral on the internet. People love that floating hand spider. What's this? What's this? Epic Fire Dragon. Thank you for being the first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a latte on your way by the commissary. Hey Doc, first D&D session on Site 42 was amazing. Tell me more, tell me more. Did you and your players play a game? Yeah, so you joined one of the local games here in the site. So how'd it go? What are you playing as? Who are you playing with? Boss. Hello, I've been waiting for a stream. Hope you had a good day. Well, we're just getting started today, but so far so good. Good to see you, Dr. Nikita. Teach us how to spin that pen? I can give you a small tutorial, I guess. So, I start with my pen in writing position. That way I can click it in between spins. It's just a nice extra credit. But you start with your pen here, and then you hold it between your two fingers. And you put it so it can go both sideways. You catch it in the next finger, you get it up. You catch it in the next finger, you get it up. You can go over the top, under the bottom. You can reverse the direction. And so it's just a matter of repetition and practice. Pens are easy to do this with because they are long. I've seen people do this with coins, and that seems a lot more difficult to me. But all you gotta do is practice. I'll give you a tip. Practice palm up. It helps gravity keep the palm the pen in your hand because it's pulling down. If you try it palm down, it's a lot harder because gravity is trying to steal the pen from you. And of course, vertical thumb to the ceiling is just natural. What's your biggest SCP pet peeve for writers, Dr. Sherman? For SCP writing pet peeve? I am not a fan of unnecessary redactions. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of omitting towns or dates, I guess, can be a tool for setting suspense because, you don't know when this happened and you don't know where this happened, so it could be near a town near you. There is that use for the tool, but very often these are supposed to be documents for a company, organization that protects and contains these things. It doesn't make sense we're redacting certain things within organization like that, because then it just makes it harder to keep track of the anomalies. Hi, Doc. Love the shirt. Can't stay long because I'm sick, though. Well, Blanket Lord, you cuddle up in those blankets and get well. Rest up and appreciate it. Well, fashion is an important part of life. It gets you by. The thumbnail is you in the Word Girl style. I just realized Word Girl is my childhood. I am not familiar with Word Girl. The thumbnail is from, as Dark Red said below your message, the SC Peeps. So I guess they do an animation in a similar style to this Word Girl. But, and yes, I really hope you're able to help the SC Peeps. Watched this a few weeks ago and I really want more. Me too. The most I know is that their head animator got busy. So might need some help to get back on track. We'll see. Giuseppe, I just did a pen spin tutorial about 1 or 2 minutes ago, so go back in the stream, you'll see it. PLN, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a macaron on your way past the commissary. What do y'all do if faceless guys escape from the IKEA? We open fire. They're not getting out. If you look at the end of the SCP-3008 article, you'll see that not only did the employees get shot, but also the escapee got caught as well. So, you know, sometimes it's a, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Acceptable casualties. Hello, Ansan. Good to see you in the chat. You're only 8 minutes late. That's not late in the stream of consciousness of streams. The cannon is called the GR-17 Prototype 1. I'm not familiar with that prototype model. We might need to see some more data in the files of those who made such a thing. Epic Fire Dragon, thank you for donating again. Was based on the Wings of Fire books, played as a Nightwing, played with a security guard, playing a Sandwing assassin, a medic as an Icewing, a Nightwing Icewing hybrid, who was played by a researcher. And our DM, another researcher, also played an Icewing. All right, well, it seems like you've got a party that's very stacked in one direction there. Might need to diversify depending on the threats you may face, although I'm not familiar with that system. Maybe you're different classes within the species there. Either way, I hope you're having fun with it. D&D's a good time. If I can gather enough SCP content creators in one place, it would be fun to do an SCP version of a actual play. Hey guys, I looked at a pale man face, and I hear screaming. What do? Well, FinCan Gaming, I suggest die. You don't have a lot of other choice in the matter at this point. Good luck. Not that you're gonna get it. How can you tell the difference between someone who redacts or expunges while knowing what's behind it, and someone who does it because they don't know what does there? Just curious. It is very hard to tell sometimes. You can usually tell because there's when there's an understanding of the entity's abilities, if you redact or expunge anything after that, you're not doing yourself any favors because we already know what it can do. A good redaction, if some people say there's no such thing as a good redaction, a good redaction covers something that you've already set up enough of a mystery with prior bad consequences that to this point it sort of blanks out. You can really start to send people in imaginary ways that they couldn't with just telling them. Of course, most people do just use redactions as, I don't know what to put here, so let me just redact it that way. Everyone's, they know this is the scary part. It's like putting an applause sign. You've got to be really careful with those. I don't do a lot of redactions in my works, you'll notice, because I don't trust myself with the tool. Cerberus, good to see you at the stream. Thank you for being a member, and congratulations on maintaining your streak alongside us. Pomodoro is being put in timeout for obvious trolling. You'd think an SCP researcher would be clever enough not to fall for such tricks. Moron. Epic Fire Dragon, thank you for donating again. Nightwings can be mind readers too. I am one in it. Oh, good for you. And then Montages, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself an Americano on your way past the commissary. Good day, Dr. Sherman. Doctor, not Mr. Proper titles. Dr. Z here. I was wondering, where did you put the 049 file and why is the gender switching stone gone again? So, the 049 file is on the SkipNet database just fine. You can look it up. Are you still using physical files? I thought those were all done in boxes in the basement. Meanwhile, we've got an agreement with 049 right now. It is allowed access to the gender switching stone at will, as long as it continues to fulfill its duties to the mobile task force it is volunteering with. So, as long as it keeps up its end of the bargain, we have no problems. If 049, you're watching this, don't mess this up, okay? Agent Mowell, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a scone on your way past the commissary. Some Dan Hippie, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some granola on your way past the commissary. Have we checked in on 7110-1 in a while? Well, considering I do not remember that anomaly at all, I guess not. At least I haven't. 7110, you say? Let's pop back. No, that'll be the 6,000s. I want the 7,000s. And then we go down to 7110. Ah, the end of Kyoto scenario. Phenomenon that occurs when 7110-1 is removed from Tokyo city limits. SCP-7110-1 is the skull of Taira no Masakado, a samurai from the 10th century. Facial reconstruction of the skull compared to both his living descendants and historical depictions confirms the object's identity. When SCP-7110-1 is removed from its chamber, Hume levels across Tokyo graveyards begin to increase. This continues linearly up until the point that 7110-1 is brought to the Tokyo city limits. If SCP-7110-1 is removed from Tokyo's municipal borders, an instance of 7110-2 is formed from a reality shift caused by the Hume disturbance. 7110-2 is a large skeleton known in Japanese folklore as Gashadokuro, a height ranging level any from 0.3 to 0.6 kilometers tall. The appearance of such an entity would more than likely cause a lifted veil scenario. 7110-2 will then travel to Kyoto, will proceed to attack the city and target its inhabitants until 7110-1 is returned to its chamber. Okay. So we move the skull, and it causes a skeletal kaiju attack. Now, their journals. Okay, so the good news is that the skull is where it's supposed to be, so we don't have to worry about that. Otherwise, we would very clearly hear about the attacks on Tokyo. Dihydrogen monoxide, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member, and thank you for your first donation of the day. Go get yourself some biscotti on your way past the commissary. If neopronouns are a thing, then can a neopronoun be a cognitohazard? Well, any piece of information can become a cognitohazard depending on the whims of certain anomalous creationists. But I don't think that's what you're talking about. I don't really think that's going to be the situation, because you're just looking at standard language evolution at that point. I don't see anything anomalous about that, whereas there's plenty of anomalous languages we have to deal with on a daily basis. Rosie, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a string cheese on your way past the commissary. Via unanimous decision, a group hug is to occur. Where? With whom? What are you all doing in the commissary? Don't freak me out now. We have to fulfill certain protocols of staffly conduct lest HR come down on our heads. Orange Cloud, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself an espresso lemonade on your way past the commissary. Is the infinite IKEA real or a dreamscape? Because I swear I had a vivid dream of it once. The infinite IKEA is a separate plane of reality that is only accessible to us through the door of one particular IKEA. I guess if you're the type who can astral project, if you can change planes of existence through your astral projection, you might have been able to dream your way there. But that's not normally how people get there. Fox Packs & Co., thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a espresso tonic on your way past the commissary. Okay, I got good news and bad news. Good news, we found the souls of the children. Bad news, the girls are pregnant as a result from some meddling from a voodoo doctor, a voodoo doctor. The family's contacted. I am so scared to ask what this soul-finding procedure was that ended with pregnant Five Nights at Freddy's monster girl animatronic things. You're freaking me out a little, man. You need to get your shit together at that site. We cannot have more anomalies spawning, let alone whatever caused more anomalies to be spawned in the first place. Get it together. Epic Fire Dragon, thank you for donating again. FNAF Glitch, why would you not record it scream? FNAF Glitch, why would you not record it scream? I have no idea what you mean by that. Meanwhile, my testing with SCP-4521 is always recorded. We will record that scream when that tree screams. So trust me, that'll happen. Montages, thank you for donating again. Dr. Z here, the new Mobile Task Force recruit is flirting with 049. Why do we keep getting these recruits and who is approving them? God, and I don't mean 343. Good, because 343 is not God, it's a poser. That's my hypothesis. Yes, I understand that we have limited people who are willing to throw their lives away, so to speak, to work for the Foundation until they nearly retire. And so a higher percentage than normal of the people we get are furries, monster fuckers, and demon daters. That being said, stop them. You do not fraternize with the anomalies at all. So interfere. Dr. Pepper Dragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a cappuccino on your way past the commissary. Hey, boss, turns out my assignment yesterday was a miscommunication. I was supposed to assist clerically with that project. They're behind on paperwork. Well, get your pen. We are a bureaucracy of anomaly containment after all, so the paperwork is very important. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. I never astral projected before, so I don't know. Maybe it was just a dream. Maybe you just had a nightmare about being trapped in the infinite IKEA and you got nothing to worry about. Go see the on-site therapist. Dr. Pepper Dragon, thank you for donating again. So my freak out yesterday was for nothing, and I'm being sent back to Site 42, and I'm supposed to ask you to be placed on D-class punishment for the weekend. Well, if that's what it is, then I hope you enjoy your punishment. Start organizing the SCPs you'll be tested with now. And make sure you don't die. That's my tip. You remember when it was me. 051 the Founder, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a flat white on your way past the commissary. Greetings from Site Bravo, Dr. Sherman. How have things been here? Oh, fairly quiet. No big problems around the site today. I'm out on stakeout, so hopefully everything's okay back home. Epic Fire Dragon, thank you for donating again. FNAF Glitch apparently got it too and didn't record. Oh, I see what you're saying. So FNAF Glitch is a person or something. I did not understand that. And no, the tree didn't scream. I've got backup recordings for my backup recordings. I would know. Dihydrogen monoxide, thank you for donating again. A researcher was attempting to recontain 173 with a fursuit on yesterday. Didn't go well when it turns out the suit's head's eyes weren't see-through. How did they not know that in the first place? They would be blind the whole time. That is terrible operative procedure, and they deserve to have their neck realigned. Fox Pax, thank you for donating again. In terms of finding them, a colleague named Maria has the ability to see the souls of creatures around her. As for the second question, I'm family friends with some of the families, and one of them told me about the voodoo doc. Okay, so you did mean voodoo. I'm not inherently familiar with the cultural aspects of voodoo, so I would need to refer that to a staff member with better research on that. Either way, pregnant monster girl animatronics are not a good thing for us, so lock that place down. We obviously can't let them escape. Montage Z, thank you for donating again. How's 999 doing? I haven't seen them in a while. It is in its containment cell currently. It is doing just fine. It's coming down from everyone overfeeding it yesterday. Rosie, thank you for donating again. How exactly do we get staff? You've stated they're the best of the best, but considering mortality rates, that really decreases. The best of the best die, and then we go to lesser options, a thinning group. Listen, it's a big world out there. We're not draining the entirety of the apex of their fields here at the Foundation. There's plenty more fish in the sea. And remember, we also have internal training. We have the Academy. 4 of my 7 PhDs are from the Academy, so we are constantly improving our people as well. 051, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a cold brew on your way past the commissary. Hey, when I went to the Fragmented Minds universe with the multiverse team, and oh boy, we were not ready. We need all the help possible to recontain this universe, and also a nice shirt for Mars. Well, thank you. We're getting a lot of compliments on this shirt today. Much appreciated. And yes, the Fragmented Minds situation is pretty dire. You can watch my video today I dropped of the beginning of my playthrough of their early access, and oh boy, they're not in a good place. So yes, any resources that we can lend in multi-dimensional manners, it might be a good idea to help out. And heck, they could probably use the manpower. So if you want to go try the early access of SCP Fragmented Minds, it is currently out on Steam, and ooh, it is a pretty game. I had a good time with it. You should try it out. Hashtag not sponsored by Fragmented Minds yet. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. Sir, I'm off-site. Also, in my dream, one of the Infinite IKEA workers grabbed me by the neck and launched me through a door. And when I woke up, my throat and back hurt a little bit. See, that really sounds like astral projection. It really sounds like you are going there spiritually and being Freddy Kruegered by the entities. So you need to talk to the unreality department and see what's going on with you right now. Epic Fire Dragon, thank you for donating again. Well, I'm off to go do some testing with 999 Bye. Don't do anything irresponsible now. Junior Researcher Space Cowboy here. Site 2 is currently experiencing multiple containment breaches. I'll probably join the casualty count shortly, so I figured I'd tune in to old Sherman. Well, if I am the last thing that you hear before your inevitable demise at the hands of a terrible creature of the night, then I hope I bring you some comfort. Rest well at the end of your surface. Service, not surface. I'm sorry that the last word you hear had a typo. That's strange. I'm also sorry that I said that it was a typo instead of a misspeaking, because typos are for typed words. Dihydrogen monoxide, thank you for donating again. If anyone harms 999, I'm setting their desktop wallpaper to a picture of 096's face. Ah, yes, the standard punishment for that. Epic Fire Dragon, thank you for donating again. Why would I do something irresponsible when I just got to transfer to Site 42? I don't know. People tend to get a little crazy around here. I don't ask questions, I just try and rein it in. 051, thank you for donating again. Hey, Dr. Sherman, is it me, or is your hair turning gray to earlier than normal? No, this is how it's been for a while. You do go gray early at the Foundation. You are always stressed. Everything is crazy. But I think it makes me look distinguished, so I'll just ride the wave. Remicus Prime, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a hot chocolate on your way past the commissary. Cybertronians located on Mars. We have dispatched soldiers to extinguish their sparks. Also requesting permission to build a space bridge. Well, is that in the budget? Go talk to accounting first. Leuna, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a yogurt on your way past the commissary. Victory Friday. I just finished opening night on an Agatha Christie play. It went well. Oh, congratulations. Big fans of the theater community here, so good work. Keep breaking legs on future shows. Congratulations on your victory. Who ratted on me? Zerdrin, all of your conversations are logged. It's very obvious. We are a containment of anomaly place. There's surveillance everywhere. It doesn't matter if you see the camera or not. There's a camera. Silly, silly, silly. Hey, Dr. Sherman, other than the SCP stuff, I'm thinking of making an SCP-OC. Any writing tips? Well, Taha, your tips for making an OC are not going to be much different for the SCP Foundation than for any other group. General OC tips are to have a nice balance of skills and flaws. That way you don't end up with a Mary Sue who's just good at everything, because that's boring. Make sure that they both have people that they are friendly with and people that they are not friendly with, and make that a window into the values they hold. And therefore you can create a rounded character that people can be interested to interact with. It's hard, it takes time, and you build it up over time and thinking, so don't rush it. 051, thank you for donating again. Remicus budget validated. Also, Primus owes me a solid for saving the Allspark from Unicron in 2010. Well, the overseers say it so, the overseers say it so. I wish they were so friendly giving us our budget for our research, especially after the Dr. Moon instance. Leuna, thank you. Thank you for donating again. I dotted T and crossed I, femur breaking clean time. That's backwards. Well, don't snap yourself while you're cleaning. If your attention to detail cleaning the femur breaker is anything like your attention to detail crossing I's and dotting T's, you might not make it out. Can SCP-096 be everyone in the entire Earth? Well, Haley, I do believe that in a general scenario, 096 could, easily take out everyone in the world. The human beings are just human beings, and 096 is a raging monstrosity. We don't have any weapons that we have tried that do a good decommissioning without exceptional effort. And that's why we don't let it loose to the best of our ability. Dr. Pepper Dragon, thank you for donating again. I swear half of Site 19 has main character syndrome. You can't be more right. It is an intense feeling of narcissism from the Site 19 crew. They think they're all big and bad, and they have the most iconic anomalies, and they have the most work to do, and they have the most storied legends of their career. It's just so vain at the end of the day. Gamer77, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a iced coffee on your way past the commissary. How about if anyone makes a joke about that thing they give up the next time with 999 to the person that they made a joke to? Well, they all make the joke at me. So, with that, they'd just be giving me more time with 999, and I have executive privileges there, so it's not necessary for me on that end. But I do like the idea of a punishment of losing their next 999 appointment. I'm going to keep that in mind. John Baptiste Durand. Hello, one of the first time seeing you on stream. Hello, good to see you. Glad you could make it to a live. Coffee breaks and office hours are happening daily for the foreseeable future. We are on a, 32-day streak now? And so we'll keep going until something stops me. And so make sure you stop by and keep your bell rung, because you never know when I'm going to go live. That's the magic of these daily streams. It could be at noon, it could be at 8 p.m. We never know. So make sure you're checking in every once in a while. Hit that bell. Remicus Prime, thank you for donating again. Just check with the director. We can build a space bridge and a ground bridge without costing the Foundation a single penny, as long as you can provide a way to hide our ships and a location to build. Well, our cloaking and disinformation is pretty strong. I think we can manage that. Set yourself up with the disinformation division and we'll see how that goes. 051, holy shit. Thank you for your exceptionally generous donation to today's stream. Okay, so you're going to the commissary again. But before you get to the commissary, there's a wall to the left on the hallway. And you want to go to the doorway of the commissary, take 3 average backwards paces, turn left, and then walk into the wall. It's not a wall. It is a secret pathway. And once you duck through that cognitohazard, you will get to the secret break room. And that is where you can get some of the finest anomalous cocktails. Have one on me. Tell the bartender I sent you. Here, a bonus of pay Dr. Sherman from my pocket. Also, Site 42 is already in the work for a budget increase of 300%. Plus, we are under work for doing the upgrade of every site on Earth. It's taking more time on accounting of the budget transfer. That makes sense. Thank you very much. We'll be looking forward to seeing that come in. I hope all of your plans go exactly as you're planning them. They sound great, sir. Foxpacks & Co., thank you for donating again. On the general topic, please advise on what we should do about the kids once they're born. Well, I assume keep them locked in the cell in the pizzeria and feed them alongside the feeding you're doing for the current entities, and keep an eye on the situation through the cameras. Let's see if we can learn anything about their biology and see if we can stop them from replicating anymore. By the way, Site 42 staff, we are 7 minutes from end of stream. 7 minutes from end of stream, so keep an eye on that. Let me do myself a favor here and write this down. Okay, wait a minute. Stop. Slow down, datapad. I really need to replace this. If I'm going to keep having stakeouts, I need to be able to access this cleanly. There we go. All right, armed and ready. Where was I? Foxpacks, thank you for donating again. All right, if they seem to be normal, should we release them to their parents or put them up for adoption? Just keep them in the pizzeria. Don't let them out. Just don't let them out. That's all we need. Don't make this more complicated than it needs to be. Their parents will take care of them in there. Just keep them locked up. 051, thank you for donating again. Addition if needed. Dr. Sherman, I can be joined on the Desk of Clef Discord. Well, that is a question for Desk, because Desk runs that. I am not privy to the behind-the-scenes working of Desk's personal Discord server, so you'll have to take that up with the Desk. I'm very certain that Desk is fine with people joining. I hear people are having a good time over there. Today I introduced my friends to the concept and some lore about the Foundation, and they have since become invested. On Monday, we're asking the faculty to host a club in the band room. Cocoa Cookie, that sounds wonderful. Good job spreading the good word of the Foundation, and I hope you and your friends have a good time with your little club. Excellent, excellent. What's the schedule for dropping these Fragmented Mind vids? Gonna need them to help me with my playthrough. Dark Red, the answer to that is whenever Synth edits them. Synthetic Alien, our editor here on the channel, you can follow their YouTube channel if you want as well. They are an SCP YouTuber of their own right. I would suggest Synthetic Alien make some cool little indie films about the Foundation. And the next thing I'm going to point out is that besides doing their own work, Synth edits for me a lot of videos. He has a bit of a backlog because he's only one guy. So as we build the site bigger and better, eventually I hope to be able to pay Synth enough that this can be a job, and therefore he can do more editing for us. But right now, the Fragmented Mind videos are on Synth's schedule, and we believe in Synth. Remicus, thank you for donating again. Can we get Energon Cubes in the commissary, please? If the Cybertron Science Division is teaming up with you, we need a way to fuel ourselves. I believe they are working on that. That should be set up within the next couple of days. You know, it's a bit of a reach, but I'm sure they can figure it out. The commissary here is top-notch. What is the SCP chickens? I think they're SCP-1799. I don't remember if the 7 is something else. And will you stream Fragmented Minds? So, question 1. The SCP chickens are 3199. The title, Humans Refuted. That is the name of the SCP chickens. Secondly, I have already streamed Fragmented Minds. If you liked the video today and you want to see more right now, there's a playlist called Dr. Sherman Gaming Streams on this channel. And it has my full streams of Chapter 1 of the Fragmented Minds early access. Synth is cutting those down into the highlight videos that you saw this morning. But if you want to see the full stream, they are just there waiting. Excuse me, you have 7 PhDs? What, random fandom? You don't? Foxpax, thank you for donating again. Also, before I forget, is Site 42 interested in sponsoring my race career, specifically in the NASCAR truck? I mean, we'd have to do it through a front company. We can't risk breaching secrecy. Like that time Sesame Street had an SCP Foundation logo on their car. Yes, that is real. I'm not joking. You can look it up. Sesame Street SCP logo. That was a wild one. So we'd have to go through a front company, but I could probably see what's helping you with that. Apologies. Excuse me for the burp. O51, thank you for donating again. Remicus, the Department of Energy is already making some synth energon stockpile. Please get in touch for more intro. Good, same thing I was saying. Good news, Dr. Sherman. My current site director approved my transfer request and I'm coming to Site 42 on Monday. Excellent. Happy packing and we'll see you soon. Click that pen one more time. Well, I have to click it twice because then it's closed and I won't mark myself up while I'm spinning. Agent Melch, thank you for donating again. Or Agent Mel. Dr. Sherman, I'm now motivated to prove the impossible. I will prove the existence of SCP-000 after I put back SCP-3302. Isn't that the gym look? What were you experimenting on the gym look with? (3302) Or is that something else? Slowest data pad in the West. Ay caramba. Well, while that's... Yeah, this is the gym look. What kind of research were you doing on the gym look? Oh, you tested it on your friend. Therefore, your friend is now the jerk who does the gym look every time someone says something that they think is idiotic. I'm certainly happy for the debilitating social problems that will cause them in their lives. Speaking of Monday, that's when I'm supposed to be getting my wheelchair, finally gonna have a good work around for my seizures. Oh, computer guy, that sounds incredible. Good luck on that and keep making your way up and up in the world. No matter what challenges we face, we overcome. That is how we do things here at the Foundation. There's always a workaround to save the world. Is SCP-049 an amazing cook? I've not known them to cook anything except death. So it was pretty not good for me. Oh, Rosie, I apologize for missing your donation. Although, yes, in public, anything under $5 goes past my radar. It's much more difficult to see them here, but I'll scroll up. There it is. Noel B-17's got moved to administrative department. Well, thank you for donating again. Apologies for missing that. Yes, it's part of the trifles of being out in the field, unfortunately. But hey, I'm glad I got it before we ended stream because we are now at the end of stream. So, last question I'll answer, Project Lies. Yes, I have played Escape from Site 19. I do have a copy. It is a fun little board game. I played it a couple rounds with friends, and I'm hoping it's something that we could do as a stream, as another online actual play kind of thing, somewhat like D&D, but a little more directed as it is. It's pretty fun. So with that, I think I've found something about SCP that you don't know. Oh, Douglas, that's very likely. There's way too many SCPs nowadays. No one knows them all. Well, some people do, and those people scare me. Anyways, I've got to get going, and at the end of every stream, it's a tradition that I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Now, of course, I'm not going to tell you that the SCPs I wrote are my favorite. That's cheating. Instead, you can go to the Sherm Site 42 author page and Site 42 Video Hub on the SCP Wiki to see the SCPs I wrote, and you can enjoy them there. And while you're there, you can become a patron or a channel member or a one-time donation through Ko-Fi or all sorts of different ways to support Site 42. And if you can't afford a direct donation, that's fine, because just liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting the bell, the standard YouTube business, helps us out plenty. So it is much appreciated as long as you are part of the Site 42 staff. Now, my favorite SCP is in no particular order are 3999, 3043, 008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, and with a big content warning, 8980. That one's a problem. One more time through, 3999, 3043, 008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, and trigger warning, 8980. That one's a doozy. So, this has been Dr. Theron Sherman. I hope you guys have enjoyed this coffee break alongside. I hope you've had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next stream or video. Yeah, I bet you never thought you'd live to see the day where we could play with joy and laughter. And I bet you never thought we'd make it all the way and we could stay forever after. But I guess we proved you wrong, and I guess we showed them all and paid our dues, getting up off the floor. And I guess we proved you wrong, and I guess we showed them all so much to lose, walking right out the door. Music is worth living for. Music makes life worth living. Music is worth living for. Music is worth living for. Music makes life worth living. Music is worth living for. A higher power I can't deny. Music makes me feel so high, like the glorious sound of God coming down like a lightning rod, giving me the will to love. So below and as above, the only way that I'll survive. Music makes me want to stay alive.